From soldier to city council member to congressional candidate, Democrat Tulsi Gabbard cast her ballot at Honolulu Hale this morning. Gabbard stands as one of two people in line to represent Hawaii's 2nd Congressional District on the national stage. Gabbard started her career in politics at the age of 21, and 10 years later, she's been referred to as the rising star of the Democratic Party.
KITV4's Cam Tran sat down with a candidate vying to represent rural Oahu and the neighbor islands in the House of Representatives.
I was shy, a total introvert, afraid to talk to strangers, afraid to talk to people. So the idea that I would someday run for office was something that did not exist within my universe growing up.
But for 31-year-old Tulsi Gabbard, that has all changed. After a big victory over seasoned politician Mufi Hannemann in the August primary, Gabbard is the Democratic nominee in the District 2 race for the U.S. House of Representatives.
Going forward, I feel very excited about the opportunity to be in a very strong position to serve Hawaii, to be a strong voice for Hawaii if the voters give me that privilege on November 6th.
We sat down with the candidate yards away from the State House, where Gabbard started her political career as the youngest member of the Hawaii House of Representatives.
I was 21 years old and stepped way outside of my comfort zone.
In 2003, she stepped into the combat zone by enlisting in the Hawaii National Guard. After 2 deployments to the Middle East, the Army captain came back and served on the Honolulu City Council, where she says one of her proudest moments was updating a law allowing lunch trucks to park longer on public streets.
The lunch trucks, being able to pass legislation in record time to support kind of the epitome of entrepreneurship and small businesses with our lunch wagons.
Gabbard says she wants to take her military experience to a national level. If elected to the U.S. House, Gabbard wants to curb the number of military suicides and make the troop withdrawal in Afghanistan a high priority.
The urgency cannot be overstated that we need to bring our troops home from Afghanistan as quickly and safely as possible. We're seeing conditions there on the ground getting worse, not getting better.
Aloha!
Gabbard was thrust into the national spotlight when Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi invited her to speak at the Democratic National Convention. Though she has gained widespread attention in recent months, and a Civil Beat poll shows her in a commanding lead over Republican opponent Kawika Crowley, Gabbard isn't taking the general election lightly.
I respect anyone who puts their name in to offer to serve the people.
This once shy and introverted kid could make history next Tuesday. Winning the general election would make Gabbard the first Hindu and one of the first female combat veterans to serve in Congress.
To be the servant leader that people deserve is something that I look forward to having the honor to do.
Cam Tran, KITV4 News.
And you'll remember last month we profiled Gabbard's Republican rival for the 2nd Congressional District seat, Kawika Crowley. Tulsi Gabbard is expected to cruise to victory in her first re-election bid. That's, of course, in less than a week.
After just 2 years in Washington, she's becoming one of the Democratic Party's rising political stars. KITV4's Kenny Choi has this profile.
I'm Tulsi Gabbard.
She has become a familiar face in D.C. politics, appearing on nationally televised shows and quickly becoming a steady, strong voice for the state.
These different opportunities have been, to me, a good opportunity to make sure that people know who is fighting for Hawaii, who works for Hawaii.
As the first Hindu and American Samoan to serve in the U.S. House of Representatives, Gabbard has plenty of accolades to add to her glowing resume. But the combat veteran who has served 2 tours of duty says that her focus is on the people who elected her to represent them in a deeply divided Congress.
The people's voices are often drowned out by the political partisan noise that exists, where people are too concerned with how to defeat one another rather than focusing on how can we find common ground between our ideas to serve the people who sent us there to work for them.
Congress unanimously passed Gabbard's first piece of legislation to help severely wounded veterans called the Helping Heroes Fly Act. But passing out 434 boxes of her mom's homemade toffee when she first got to Capitol Hill proved to be a practical political move.
It was incredible to see how quickly they responded in a positive way. First of all, acknowledging and welcoming me there to Congress, and then offering their help.
Her inspiration comes from many places, but the 33-year-old credits her constituents as her strongest guiding light.
Hearing their words and understanding what they're going through is really what gives me great motivation to bring their voices, bring their stories, bring their plight to Washington and make sure that they understand.
Now, Gabbard faces Republican Kawika Crowley in the general election, and Libertarian Joe Kent. Our partners at Civil Beat released their latest poll last week, with Gabbard comfortably leading 69% to Crowley at 19%.
Hawaii Army National Guard Captain and Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard joined Joint Task Force Response Tuesday at the Puna lava flow in Pahoa, Hawaii. Captain Gabbard joined the Guard in 2003, but has a military police background. Captain Gabbard recently won her second term as Congresswoman and believes serving helps provide her a unique perspective.
It helps me to be able to push for different policy changes and different things on the federal level, but also being able to come and work here on the ground with the background of serving as a member of Congress also provides a unique perspective to make sure that both sides are working cohesively together.
Well, I think what's most amazing about this community is they've gone through so much just in the last several weeks. This is just the last natural disaster, really, in the line of a few hurricanes and tropical storms coming and threatening and really damaging this community.
People are really working very cooperatively and collaboratively together. We're very thankful that everybody's helping family, friends, and neighbors here in Puna, and that's allowed our community to be strong and resilient.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi met Tulsi Gabbard, a member of the US Congress. Gabbard, who is the only Hindu in the American House of Representatives, presented Prime Minister Modi with a garland of ginger flowers from a native state, Hawaii. She also took to Twitter to share her enthusiasm at the meeting Prime Minister. So wonderful meeting Prime Minister Narendra Modi and welcoming him to the US. Modi in America, she tweeted. Gabbard had earlier attended Prime Minister Modi's speech at the Madison Square Garden and was very impressed by his address.
Mahalo nui loa to the people of Hawaii for giving me your trust and for your vote of confidence in re-electing me to serve you as your representative in Congress. I'm only able to do my work because of you, our dedicated supporters and volunteers. So thank you for stepping up, and thank you for standing with me as we work together to build a safe and bright future for Hawaii and our nation. The responsibility of the job you've hired me to do weighs heavily upon my heart. It's one that I take very seriously. I want you to know that my door is always open, and I look forward to continuing our work together as we seek to find greater ways to be of service to our beautiful home and to our country. Whether we're working to grow our economy, eliminate Islamic extremists in the Middle East who threaten the American people, protecting our precious environment and natural resources, honoring our veterans, or making sure that we take care of our kupuna, making sure they have a place to live and that they have affordable access to health care, I'll always do my best to serve you and bring the spirit of aloha to all that I do. Mahalo nui loa again for giving me this opportunity to be of service. Aloha. Got Your Six Storytellers is designed to enable all Americans to hear directly from veterans whose innovative ideas are having profound effects in the civilian world. The veterans who speak here today will reach hundreds of thousands of people with their stories of leadership, innovation, and success. Through their voices, the American people will learn what we already know, that veteran reintegration is not a problem, it's an opportunity. Veterans are crucial assets who can help us build stronger communities. So as you listen to these veterans today, I encourage you, embrace their message and share their stories. Invite 6 of your friends to watch just one of these short talks online. And then ask your friends to share the talks with 6 more people. Sharing these stories is a great first step toward bridging the civilian-military divide and empowering our veterans. Thank you so much for joining me to support this great effort and to help grow this veteran empowerment movement. I've got your 6. Aloha and ahui ho.